All right, week one is done. One full week of bodybuilding. I have not done any posing yet, but I've done a week of the training and a week of the diet. And what do I have to say so far? I grossly underestimated the time commitment, and not related at all to the training. The training is actually shorter overall. It's the time commitment with the food and just the sheer volume of food. So I don't have my macros right in front of me, but I do know that I'm roughly eating about 3,500 calories a day. 306 grams worth of that is protein. So it's just, I'm eating 5 meals a day, kind of 6 meals a day, and they're all decently sized. They're not huge, but for that many meals a day, it's a lot of food. About a week in, I'm getting to the point where I'm not like nauseous all day, but it's still not easy to get all that food down. So that's been the most challenging part. Not just the time commitment and eating that much food, but the logistics behind it. Just the amount of containers that I need, the storage. I mean, I've got 2 roommates, so I don't have an entire refrigerator to just completely fill with this food. So I've tried a few different iterations, doing like bulk prep, putting them in huge containers and portioning out from there. But then I'm having to weigh food every single night, and it was just taking way too much of my time. So what I've settled on now, I do meal prep multiple times per week, not just on Sunday like I had done previously. The way I used to do it was fantastic. I would cook all my food on Sunday and that would be it. I'd be good for the week. And I would just grab, a container each day. I didn't have to weigh out each day's ingredients. I knew what my macros were for the week, and I eyeballed the split. So as I portion it out from the crock pot to the containers, I would make sure that each container looked like it had about the same amount of each thing in it. Was it exact? No. Was I getting the exact same macros each day? No, but I was close, and I knew what it was for the week because I had my portions for the week done out perfectly. So with this, having to eat 6 ounces of chicken with 200 grams of potatoes, and 100 grams of vegetables for breakfast. Not breakfast, but my second meal. And then having to do 6 ounces of steak and 8 ounces of sweet potatoes and 100 grams of vegetables for meal 3. Both of which meals are done at work. Having a pre-workout meal with 80 grams of cream of rice. Like all these, I'm just constantly weighing food. And the time adds up. And it's not a lot of time. It's not like insane, but the way I was doing it before, my schedule was packed. So before, there was no daily commitment to food. The food that I was eating was really easy to clean out of the containers, and I only had 2 containers to clean per day. Now, a lot of the stuff that I'm eating, the rice, the cream of rice, that's I guess mostly just rice products, but also some of the other stuff, likes to stick to the containers. So now I've got like 5 containers to wash per day. They don't clean as easily. One of the things after a workout is 1 cup dry of oatmeal. And that takes a while to get down. It's just very thick. So there's more time added there. Then I have to clean that out. That's another one that takes a while to clean. So when you talk about how before I was eating 2 meals a day, and there was stuff in between the meals or stuff with the meals, so it wasn't just like, even when I'm bulking, I was only eating 2 full meals a day. And doing 2 meals a day plus my training, and my training was 4 or 5 days a week, one of those days being on Saturday, my bandwidth was all taken. I did not have any spare time. So even though none of the things I have to do for bodybuilding for the eating is crazy difficult or crazy time consuming, it is more difficult and more time consuming than what I was doing before, and I was already capped out before. So now it's like, it's a struggle to get 5.5 hours of sleep. Like, if I get 5.5 hours of sleep, I killed it. Everything was on point and all that stuff. So that's week one. I do, as I settle into a groove, as I find my flow, it will improve. So like I said, I'm now meal prepping multiple times per week. I will, each time I meal prep, I will divide things out, weigh things out into containers, so that my daily time commitment goes back down a little bit. I don't have to weigh stuff out the night before when I'm already eating in my 6 hours, what was previously 6 hours of sleep time. So that will help. I can't say it does help because I haven't quite done it yet. This is this is week 2, so I'm going to try it out. The training is awesome. I actually really enjoy the training. It's quicker than strength training. In some ways it's harder, in some ways it's not. I mean, strength training, especially as you get stronger, like a lot of people don't realize, when your max deadlift is 250 pounds, you could hit your max deadlift today, then you could hit it again on Wednesday, and then you could hit it again on Friday. Your muscles can only lift 250 pounds on the deadlift. That's why it's your max. But that's not the same as when your deadlift max is 700 pounds. When your deadlift max gets up, because your muscles improve in strength faster than your connective tissue and your whole body, like your system, your CNS. So when I deadlift close to my max now, it wipes me out for like 4 days. So, there's a lot of jokes on the internet and on YouTube and all that stuff about power lifters, and in some cases strongman, setting up a sleeping bag or reading a book or something like that between sets, because a lot of times we rest for a long time between sets on static lifts. And the reason is just because of the systemic fatigue when you get strong is absolutely fucking nuts. So in that way, strength training is harder, but bodybuilding is harder in other ways. Like so I'm going to go to the gym right now, and I think I do either 6 or 8 different movements tonight. I think it's 8. And the whole thing will be done in less than 2 hours, which is unheard of. In strongman or in powerlifting, it'll take me 2.5 hours to do 3 movements, but I'll just do them like incredibly high effort, very high intensity, heavy weight. With the bodybuilding, the workouts are quick because the rest is timed. When I enter in the amount of weight that I used on a movement, the app that my coach uses starts a timer. And when that timer is done, I have to do the next set. This is fantastic because I'm getting through my workouts quicker. And there's a little bit of a hiccup with, there's a learning curve. These are a lot of movements I haven't done before. So sometimes I have to stop and I have to text him and be like, hey, this movement says this. Am I perceiving this or interpreting this correctly? Is this what I need to do? So the workouts will get even quicker as I get used to them, because I'm pretty much gonna be doing the same thing every week for a while. And as I get used to these movements, as I get used to the flow of the workouts, they will go quicker. And that's important because that'll help me get some of my time back and increase my sleep. Because with anything gym related, sleep is criminally underrated. So I do need to get some of that time back and start getting, my sleep. He's got me doing cardio, what did he say, 5 days a week. So if I do 2 of those days on the weekend where I have a little bit more time available, that means I only have to do it 3 days during the week. So that gives me a little bit more time back. And because I'm going to say I'm bulking based on my macros. We haven't explicitly discussed weight gain, weight loss, but I'm bulking. So the cardio, it's important that it's done, but it's not like when I'm cutting, or especially when I'm in prep for my first show, which is not until like next May or June. Like we're a long ways out from stepping on stage, just because it's going to take time to add the mass that I need to have. So when we're talking about prep, cardio is going to go up and up and up. And as I get close to prep, I mean, I don't know what his style is like, but I've known a handful of bodybuilders and watched them go through prep. The cardio can get to an hour a day or more. And it really just depends on, you know, how lean you are, what your condition is. If you've got a weight limit that you have to hit, like how far away from that you are, will determine if you have to do more or less cardio. But the cardio definitely ramps up. So the other thing that's gonna help me get some time back is he's only gonna want me doing 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And I have that exercise bike in my apartment now, thanks to my girlfriend. So that's really easy to do. So week 1 was rough. If I'm being completely honest, Saturday was incredibly stressful for me. Just realizing, you know, my potatoes for some reason blackened, like they were almost completely black by the end of the week. They were only like 4 days old, cooked. They were cooked already, and they blackened. I ran out of chicken a day early, so because I'm so strapped for time, and so I don't do well with little sleep, especially now with the diabetes and the sleep apnea. If I don't get good quality and decent time, I mean, 5.5 hours is okay. That's really like the lowest that I can do and still function. So with my sleep not being good, with a lot of this new stressful things that I'm trying to get done, and honestly not doing a good job of, you know, there was one day, I think it was Thursday, I weighed out all my meals for the next day and put them aside. And I woke up the next morning and I'm putting my clothes on, and I'm like, I don't remember putting those meals in the refrigerator after I weighed them out. So I ran out into my other little room outside my bedroom, and there they were, just sitting on a shelf. So they'd been sitting out for like 6.5 hours. So honestly, you know, obviously I can't trust that. Like that would have been just a bad day for everybody if I tried to eat those meals. So I had to throw those out, and because I had to throw them out and they were portioned for the week, I ran out of food a day early. So I missed my diet on one day. I had to substitute, you know, a steak for a chicken. And just the stress of that, and realizing that, you know, I went into this being a pretty high level, you know, strongman. And the diet stuff I've always been very good at with strongman. The nutrition, controlling my body weight, controlling my body composition. That's something that I've been very good at. So to go into this other sport that I thought was going to be pretty similar, it was a really big ego check to be in week 1 and just have all these L's. Just everywhere I turned, I was fucking something up with it. You know, the food that I'm eating, it's the weights that he has for each food item is after cooking. So obviously when you cook meat, it gets lighter, and as you cook something like rice especially, or potatoes, it actually gets heavier when you cook it. So having to kind of estimate, and, you know, going on Google, Copilot, ChatGPT, whatever, and be like, hey, if I want this amount cooked, what should I do uncooked? And it gives you, you know, a range, which is marginally helpful. So trying to get the portions right so that I'm not wasting food, so that it's lasting long enough, you know, I'm not going bad. And there was just a lot of new challenges to the diet that were just very foreign to me. So Saturday, there was almost like a paralysis from all the things I was trying to process, and all the ways that I was trying to get back on top of things. And there's only one person that knows how bad it was. Unfortunately, she had to deal with that on Saturday. But I took a nap. I mean, I slept a lot from Friday to Saturday, but then I had to take a nap because I was just completely wiped out, and the stress didn't help. The stress, you know, just makes you more tired. So I took a nap for a few hours, woke up, and kind of just went down the list of, you know, of the things that were not necessarily just bothering me, but just things I was not doing well, I was not doing correctly, things that I was missing. And so I went down and just very bluntly, like, okay, this is how I'm going to resolve each of these things. Some of it was work stuff. I had been searching for a new job. I'm not going to get into why, but now I'm not. I'm going to stick it out where I'm at. But I had some really good opportunities that were asking me for, you know, follow-on interviews, wanting me to come on site and tour the place. And unfortunately, they didn't do anything wrong, but I had to email them, but hey, I appreciate the the time, the effort and stuff, but I'm gonna have to decline. Some things have changed to where I'm working, and I'm not looking to leave anymore. And I just don't like sending emails like that. It makes me, I get a little guilty. Maybe I'm a little bit too sentimental or sympathetic or whatever. But those were stressing me out, and so I was like, I just gotta knock these out. Rip the Band-Aid off, get those done. And they were, very gracious with receiving that bad news. I know one of the places, it seemed like they were pretty excited about taking me on. Excuse me, just because my background aligned so well with what they were looking for. So just a lot of stuff all at once, and to be a brand new novice when I'm used to being, maybe not the best strongman, but competing at a high level. Being at a high level for a few years now, again, it's just a big ego check. It's a shock to the system to suddenly suck at what you're doing. But I got all the workouts done. I was able to mostly recover the diet. Like I said, I had to swap out a chicken meal for a steak meal because I ran out of steak a day early because of the food that went bad. So the macros were still about what they should have been, and that's like the biggest mistake I made all week with the diet. I think I'm getting my system for the nutrition in place. I took some shelves out of the refrigerator and just made like one huge bay opening. I've got all my containers. I've got my way of doing it. So instead of working out Monday through Friday, I'm going to do Monday and Tuesday, then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Saturday or Sunday will be my arm day, which is day 5. So I'll meal prep Sunday, I'll meal prep Wednesday, and so it'll be 3 meals for one and 4 meals for another. So twice a week I'm meal prepping. I made it sound like it might have been 3 times, but it's twice a week I'm meal prepping. And this is, we're at 17 minutes, so I'm going to cut it here. That's my update from week 1. Like I said, I haven't done any posing yet. I'm sure that'll happen soon, maybe this weekend or maybe during this week or next week during the week. We'll see. I'm gonna go get some blood work tomorrow to establish a baseline before we really get into things with bodybuilding. It's important when you're doing these sports at the level that I'm pursuing them, that you get your blood work done regularly, especially before you start with any supplements or change any supplements. So I'm gonna get blood work tomorrow. I gotta get blood work with the VA as well, because I have to get my A1C checked for diabetes to make sure that my diabetes control is going well, which it is. I'm in range all the damn time. My numbers are solid, but that's what's going on. I'll update more as things continue. It's only been 1 week, so not a lot of time yet for things to get crazy interesting, and I've pretty much covered how rough week 1 was. Like I said, grossly underestimated the time commitment, especially as it relates to food and just the volume of food. I'll be honest, I'm already sick of chicken, but at the same time, I'm able to do the nutrition stuff and know that I'm not going to be having a fun time. The nutrition, the stuff that you're eating and the amounts that you're eating is a tool. It's a stepping stone to get, the result that you're looking for. So, when I first open up my Tupperware after I take it out of the microwave, the smell of the chicken might make me a little bit nauseous, but it's going to go in. I'm going to get it down. I'm going to get all the food in that I need to get, because it's going to directly impact both the training quality, but also the size that I put on. And again, for, about 14, 15 months out right now, plenty of time, but that time's going to go quickly. We have a lot of mass to put on, really everywhere, but especially like the pecs, the arms, maybe a bit on the legs, but then everything needs to grow. Those things just need to grow more than everything else. He's pretty happy with where my shoulders and traps and stuff are at already. The leg strength is good, but there's some shape issues there. The arms size needs to be more, shape needs to be more, and the pecs are basically non-existent. Pecs aren't really a big mover in strongman. You'll see a lot of high-level strongman with just garbage pecs. Mine especially, my pecs have always been an aesthetic weakness. So we have a lot of work to do there, a lot of mass, lean tissue to build there. So yeah, it's gonna require a lot of food. It's gonna require a lot of discipline with the nutrition. You know, making sure that I'm taking full advantage of the bulk, hitting the cut, all that stuff. But yeah, I'll update the rest. I'll update you more as time goes on, because like I said, this video is getting a little bit long. So that's how it is after week 1. Like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever other buzzwords go with YouTube. Do all those things because they do help. And I do appreciate the support that I've gotten already. I am really trying to do some of these other videos that I said I was going to do, but if you haven't been able to deduce from the other things that I've said, time is not a commodity that I have right now. So I'm working on it, and as I get on top of things, these videos that I've been saying I'm going to make, they're coming. And I'll do more of these because these are really, like, I'm just driving to the gym right now, Sam Sulek style. So these I'll be able to do for sure, even though they don't perform as well as the other ones. But yeah, that's it for now.